Today I'm interviewing Cyriaque, who is a French author, and he has just come out with his second book called Havana 505. So hello, Cyriaque.
Hello.
And so your first book, Afrikaners, was set in South Africa and was about apartheid. So why Cuba for your second novel?
Simply because after watching an old western, a classic western with Gary Cooper and Burt Lancaster, there was an actress with a French accent, and I wanted to know who she was. And when surfing on the web to have more information about who she was, I started getting some information about her, and I found out that the guy was looking for her, and there was a story connected to Cuba and New York in the 50s, and probably related to the Cuban Revolution, and I thought that would be the kind of story I would have. Really, it was a dream for me to find such a story.
So who was the woman and who was the man?
She was French actress Denise Darcel, who did a career in Hollywood, and the man who was looking for her on the website was a man called Fernando Pruna, and Fernando Pruna, his father was a lawyer in Cuba in the 50s, and he was the lawyer of Batista and other members of the government. And that guy, I started, I thought that there was something behind the glamorous picture and all the Hollywood glamour. There was something behind. There was a darker story. And that guy, he had everything for him, like woman. He had ambition. He was involved in politics. He was about to sign a multi-million-dollar contract. And when the revolution happened on the 1st of January 59 with Castro, he thought, I'm going to lose everything. I want to combat. I want to fight against Castro. And he led and created a movement aiming at combating Castro. So
your novel sounds quite political. How did you come across your sources of information?
I recorded for 2 years. In fact, I would talk on a regular basis with Fernando Pruna, and I would record all our conversations. And I read books as well connected to Cuba in the 50s, and I wanted to understand all the mechanisms, between the mob, the American mob, and the Cuban government. And a couple of actresses too, former actress, French actress Solange Podel, who was a photographer after, and she was a good friend of Fernando Pruna. She helped me a lot too. And of course, Fernando himself told me a lot of anecdotes, and I had all his life in details. And it was really interesting for me to understand how I went from what I called from the jet set to the jail set, because we talked about as well the reality of Cuban prisoners.
So were these people easy to find? How did you contact them, and how did you create them?
Fernando himself helped me a lot, because he had contacts with the former political prisoners. His brother helped me too, because his brother participated to the Bay of Pigs failed invasion in 1961. And a couple of French people who lived in Cuba at the time, who saw and witnessed the Cuban Revolution, who lived in Cuba before, and left just right after the Cuban Revolution.
So has Fernando? I suppose he's in his 80s or 90s?
He's 77.
77. Yeah. So has he read your book?
He has received an example, and this was the best award I could hope. He told me, I knew right from the beginning that you would be like an actor who would slip into my shoes, and you did it and you did it very well. So really, it was an emotional moment very emotional for me to know that he had the book. He had, even with his rusty French, he managed to capture the essence of the book, because it was it's a challenge to tell somebody's life without, we don't know each other, we have never met, we just have conversations via Skype, but there was sort of alchemy. It worked pretty well.
And tell me about the title, which is a mysterious title, Havana 505. What's 505?
The funny thing is, I had finished the book and I didn't have a title, and Fernando Pruna told me, well, why not Havana 505? And that was excellent. Well, you have to read the book if you want to know what Havana 505 means.
Great, I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.